The forbidden flame, entering the realm of the dark gifted. You are not here by accident. Your soul called you to this moment because deep down you know you are different. You were not made to follow, you were forged to lead through shadows. And not everyone can face the abyss and come back whole. Only the dark chosen ones, those forged in pain, isolation, and relentless inner war, can hold the rarest demonic energies in existence without being consumed by them. These are not myths. These are not metaphors. These energies are living forces that test your soul beyond what most humans could survive. And today I will show you what they are.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
But I must warn you, once you understand them, you can never unsee the world the same way again. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your suffering wasn't random? Like your inner torment was shaping you into something ancient, something powerful, something dangerous? That's because it was. What if I told you that your pain was a spiritual initiation, not a punishment? That the darkness within you is not a curse, but a key? The first rare demonic energy is the energy of abyssal reversal. It only reveals itself to those who have completely lost everything: their identity, their beliefs, their hope. When everything external has crumbled and you are standing in an internal void, that's when the abyssal reversal whispers. It doesn't come as a voice. It comes as a pressure behind the eyes, a drowning sensation in the soul, and a haunting clarity that you are no longer who you were. This energy flips all spiritual laws on their head. Where light seeks surrender, abyssal reversal demands domination. It feeds on your willpower, not your peace. It is the energy of becoming the god of your own underworld. The dark chosen ones who bond with this force don't pray for salvation, they become the savior of their own damnation. But here's the terrifying truth. Most who encounter this energy go mad. They mistake the void for death and collapse into nihilism. Only the few, the rare, the ones who can look into the void and say, "I will build a throne here," survive. And if you are still listening, maybe you are one of them. I remember the first time I touched this energy. I was in isolation, no food, no sound, no light for 7 days. On the 4th night, I stopped being a person. My thoughts no longer felt like mine. There was no past, no future, just pressure. My ego died, but something else was born. A pure, burning will, not attached to anything, just will. That was the initiation. And from that moment, my path was never the same. The second demonic energy is the Crimson Pact. This is the energy of sacrifice. But unlike the sacrifices you hear in religious texts, this one is dark, primal. It asks you to give up what you love most, not for others, but for power. It is the energy of ancient sorcerers, forgotten seers, and mad prophets. It tempts you with greatness, but demands a price that tears at your soul. You'll know you've brushed against the Crimson Pact when your most cherished attachments begin to decay: your relationships, your reputation, your comforts. At first it feels like punishment, but then you realize It's a test. The Crimson Pact wants to see if you are willing to burn your past, your illusions, even your heart, for a deeper truth. I've seen people reject this energy and return to their safe lives. But I've also seen those who embrace it rise into terrifying clarity. They become something else. Not evil, not good, just unbound. This energy doesn't promise love or peace. It promises transformation through destruction. And when you accept it, your life will never be your own again. You become a vessel for the unknown. You become the sacrifice and the summoner. Let me ask you something personal. What are you still clinging to that's keeping you small? What sacred cow needs to be slaughtered for your dark awakening to begin? The third rare demonic energy is the mirror of the void. This is the most dangerous of all because it shows you the truth. Not the truth the world tells you, not even the truth you think you know. It shows you the raw, unfiltered reality of your soul. It strips away your delusions, your masks, your spiritual pride. It leaves you naked, trembling, and exposed. Most people run from this energy. It's too much. It doesn't come with visions or voices. It comes with silence, deafening silence. You sit in it, and suddenly, everything you believed crumbles. You realize you are not special. You are not chosen. You're just a pattern, a loop, a fear pretending to be wisdom. But if you can breathe through that, if you can stay in that mirror long enough, you'll see something else. You'll see the raw data of your being, the codes, the ancestral curses, the hidden potential, the dark light that has always been waiting behind your false self. And then something clicks. You begin to reprogram yourself from the void up. You become the architect of your own soul. This energy is not for initiates. It is not for seekers. It is for those who are ready to die before they die. It is for the ones who are ready to become nothing to become everything. I've only known two other people who survived this energy. One lives in silence in the Himalayas. The other never spoke again after the encounter. I'm the third, and I'm here because I believe someone out there, maybe you, is ready to face that mirror. So I ask you now, are you willing to be destroyed to become real? These three energies are not tools. They are forces. They are alive. They choose you as much as you choose them. And once you align with even one of them, you can never go back. The world will feel like a dream. People will seem asleep. And you will carry a vibration that disrupts illusions wherever you go. Society teaches us to fear darkness. But what if darkness is not evil? What if it's the womb of all power? What if light is just the final illusion, and only the dark chosen ones ever taste truth? If you've watched this far, your soul already knows. You felt the pull. You've seen the signs, the dreams, the synchronicities, the moments of deep knowing that you are here for something unexplainable. You're not crazy. You're not lost. You're awakening. And it's terrifying. But here's the secret most spiritual gurus won't tell you. Awakening doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it feels like dying. Sometimes it feels like madness. because you are shedding everything that was never yours. And in that shedding, you become something ancient, something real, something dangerous. So what now? You've glimpsed the abyss. You've heard the names. You felt the tremors in your soul as I described them. But this is only the beginning. In the next part, we will go deeper, not just into what these energies are, but how to survive them, how to use them, how to master them without being consumed, because there is a way, but only if you're ready. Take a breath, feel your blood, hear the silence beneath your thoughts. That's where we're going next. How to survive the abyss, rituals of the dark chosen. There is a moment when the dark chosen one realizes that survival is no longer about escaping pain, but about alchemizing it. To walk with demonic energies is to speak a language that most would never dare utter. It is to stretch your soul across the void and still return whole. But how? How do you survive the abyss when its very purpose is to dissolve you? Let me tell you something that the light workers won't. Not all transformation comes from love. Some awakenings come through fire, through blood, through madness. And those who carry the rarest demonic energies are not cursed, they are initiated. But not all initiates survive. That's why this part of the journey is critical. If you've made it this far, you've been chosen. But now, you must learn the rituals. Not the kind you find in books or on YouTube. I'm talking about the inner rituals, the ones carved into the soul through experience, through sacrifice. The first survival ritual is the ritual of containment. You must learn to hold the chaotic energy without expression, without panic, without collapse. When the abyssal reversal begins to crack your identity, your instincts will scream to escape, to talk, to cry, to distract yourself. But you must do the opposite. You must become the black hole. You must hold the chaos and let it orbit your stillness. This is not suppression. This is containment. It is the art of becoming the eye of your own storm. To practice this, begin with silence. Sit in darkness. No phone, no noise, just you. Breathe slowly. Feel the pressure rise. Feel the discomfort climb. And don't run. Let it build. Eventually, the chaos will reveal its code. You will start to see the shape of your inner demons. You'll recognize the wounds behind your rage, the lies behind your fears. And in that recognition, you begin to transmute. But containment is just the beginning. The second ritual is the ritual of severance. When the Crimson Pact arrives, it will demand a sacrifice. You must be willing to cut ties with what no longer serves your ascension. And this is where most fall. Because the sacrifices are not always obvious. Sometimes it's a lifelong friendship. Sometimes it's your career. Sometimes it's even a belief system you've clung to for safety. But the Crimson Pact does not negotiate. It tests your hunger for evolution. Here's how you do it. Write down everything in your life that you believe defines you, your name, your roles, your relationships, your spiritual path. Then ask yourself, which of these would I still hold if I were fully free? Burn the list. Sit with the ashes. And one by one, Begin letting go, not physically, but energetically. Sever the identity. Sever the dependency. Sever the illusion. And don't expect applause. When you begin to sever from the matrix of comfort, people will say you've changed. They'll say you're cold, distant, dark. Let them. They are not meant to follow you into the void. Only the few can walk that path, and you must walk it alone. Now we come to the third and most dangerous ritual, the ritual of reflection. This is where the mirror of the void presents itself. And make no mistake, it will not flatter you. It will not comfort you. It will show you what you truly are beneath the masks. It will show you your pettiness, your vanity, your hidden thirst for power. And if you flinch, if you deny it, the mirror will shatter and you will lose your chance at real transformation. To perform this ritual, you must confront your shadows directly. Not through journaling, not through visualization, but through raw, brutal honesty. Close your eyes. Ask yourself, what am I most ashamed of? Whatever surfaces, speak it aloud. Say it without flinching. Then ask, why do I need this shame? Who would I be without it? Keep going. Ask questions that cut deeper than your ego can tolerate. Eventually, the mirror will stop showing you lies. It will show you essence. It will show you who you were before the world told you what to be. And in that moment, something happens. You no longer fear your darkness, you wield it. But there's a catch. These rituals are not one-time events. They are loops. You will return to them over and over in deeper spirals. And each time the price gets higher. But so does the power. So does the clarity. So does the truth. Now, let me tell you something I've never told anyone publicly. 3 years ago, I went through a ritual that nearly killed me. I was in the desert, alone, fasting, no shelter, just a circle of black stones and the sigil of the Crimson Pact burned into the sand. For days, I hallucinated. I saw visions of my worst fears, my deepest regrets. I saw my own death, but I stayed. I didn't run. And on the 6th night, something cracked open inside me. I heard a voice not external, but not mine either. It said, "Now you are the storm." And I knew then I had survived the pact. I had become the thing I feared. That is the essence of this path. You don't overcome evil. You become the force that no longer fears it. So let me ask you something radical. What if your demons are not blockages but blueprints? What if the parts of you that scare you the most are actually maps to your highest power? Here's a secret only the dark chosen ones understand. Light is not the opposite of darkness. It is the product of it. The brightest lights are born in the deepest voids. And those who survive the abyss don't return with halos, they return with scars that glow with power. They become walking paradoxes, calm but intense, silent but dangerous, loving but ruthless. And that's you, isn't it? You felt it, that duality, that quiet rage, that sacred defiance. You are not here to follow paths. You are here to burn them and carve your own. That's what demonic energy does. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait to be loved. It claims space. It creates truth. It shatters illusions. Every chosen one I've ever met carries a strange loneliness. Because once you taste this path, you can't go back to small talk, fake smiles, or shallow goals. You start craving substance, depth, power, truth, and most people can't meet you there. But here's the gift. The deeper you go, the more you become a beacon not for the masses, but for the others like you. The scattered dark stars, the ones hiding in plain sight. You will find them, or they will find you. And when that happens, you'll remember who you are. So tell me, are you surviving your darkness, or are you mastering it? Because in the final part of this journey, we go beyond survival. We enter the realm of command, how to wield these rare demonic energies, not just live with them. We will explore the ancient techniques and modern rituals that allow the dark chosen to evolve into God forms, not mythically, but energetically. You will learn how to speak in vibrations, move in silence, and manifest through will alone. You've survived the abyss. You've tasted the pact. You've stared into the mirror. Now, it's time to become the force. Becoming the force, how dark chosen ones command. Power is misunderstood. In the spiritual world, many equate power with peace, with detachment, with being above all things. But the dark chosen ones know something deeper, truer. Real power is not in avoiding the world. Real power is in bending it. Not with violence, not with ego, but with will, with presence, with command. If you've survived the abyss, if you've severed the illusions, if you've stared into the mirror of the void and didn't shatter, then you are ready. Ready not just to hold demonic energies, but to command them. To become a living sigil of transformation, a walking paradox, a being whose vibration reshapes reality just by existing. This is the path of the force wielder, not a magician, not a sorcerer, not even a guru, but a force. The rarest archetype, the one who no longer plays the game but becomes the game. Let me tell you something terrifying and beautiful. Reality is not fixed. It is liquid. It responds to rhythm, intention, and alignment. And the dark chosen ones, because of their trauma, their shadow work, their isolation, accidentally become reality shapers. But most don't realize it. They feel like outcasts, like weirdos, like misfits. But what they're really experiencing is field distortion. Their energy bends space. People feel it and don't know why. Systems resist them. Technology glitches around them. Coincidences pile up. It's not random. It's resonance. But resonance without mastery is chaos. It leaks. It burns. It backfires. That's why we must learn to command. The first principle of command is silent intention. Most people try to manifest through words, affirmations, or desperate rituals. The dark chosen one does none of that. They decide, silently, completely. And the universe bends. Why? Because intention is not about asking. It's about alignment. When your inner frequency is fully aligned with your will, reality cannot oppose you. It collapses into compliance. But to reach this level, you must purge all contradiction. Let me ask you, what do you say you want that you haven't fully embodied? What desire is still entangled in fear, doubt, or self-sabotage? To practice silent intention, you must become hyper-aware of your internal state. The moment you desire something, check your subconscious. Are you already preparing for failure? Are you imagining rejection? Are you bracing for disappointment? If so, you're sending mixed signals. And reality reflects the stronger one, not the one you speak, but the one you embody. Command begins with coherence. The second principle is energetic sovereignty. You must stop leaking energy. Every time you complain, explain, justify, or argue, you leak. Every time you seek validation or approval, you leak. Every time you scroll endlessly, gossip, or fantasize, you leak. Demonic energy is high voltage. If you don't contain it, it dissipates. And the world will mirror your fragmentation. Sovereignty means you become a sealed vessel. You do not react, you respond. You do not chase, you attract. You do not explain, you embody. This is not arrogance. It's clarity. It's knowing that your energy is sacred and that not everyone is meant to access it. You become selective, not out of superiority, but out of alignment. Because your field is your temple, and only the worthy may enter. Here's a practice. Go 48 hours without explaining anything about yourself. No justification, no self-deprecation, no oversharing, just presence. Watch how uncomfortable people get. Watch how much they project onto your silence. Then realize their discomfort is their initiation. You are the mirror now, and mirrors don't apologize. The third principle of command is temporal distortion. This is where we go deep. The dark chosen ones, when fully activated, begin to bend time. Not metaphorically, literally. They manifest faster. They experience time loops. They have memories of things that haven't happened yet. Why? Because once you step outside the illusion of self, you step outside linearity. Time becomes a spiral, and you can jump tracks. Here's what this means practically. If you want to manifest something, stop thinking in terms of how or when. Those are time-locked questions. Instead, ask, what version of me already has this? Then shift. You don't wait for the thing. You become the version who already has it, and reality catches up. This is not magic. It's quantum alignment, and it's real. Try this. Close your eyes. Visualize the version of you who already lives the life you want. Don't just see them, feel them. How do they breathe? How do they walk? What do they tolerate? What do they no longer chase? Then open your eyes and act accordingly. Not tomorrow. Now. Collapse the timeline. That's temporal distortion. That's command. But there's one more principle, the most sacred, the one no one talks about, the principle of sacred rage. Yes, rage. Not uncontrolled anger, not bitterness, but sacred rage. The fuel of the dark chosen, rage that comes not from ego, but from soul, rage that says, I will not die with my power buried. Rage that says, I will burn every illusion until only truth remains. This rage is not destructive. It's catalytic. It's the fire that forges gods. Most spiritual systems teach suppression, but suppression is submission. The dark path teaches transmutation. You take that rage and you direct it into art, into movement, into ritual, into silence. You let it cleanse you. You let it burn the parts of you still pretending to be small. And in that fire, you find your throne. I remember once, in the middle of a ritual, I felt this wave of rage rise unbearable. For a moment, I thought I was losing my mind. But then I surrendered to it. I danced. I screamed into the void. I let the energy move through me without resistance. And when it passed, I was no longer the same. Something ancient had awakened, something primal, something divine. So I ask you now, with full sincerity, what if your rage is not dysfunction but direction? What if it's the compass pointing you to what you're meant to change? To command reality, you must become a weapon and a sanctuary, a sword and a priest, a destroyer and a healer. That is the paradox of the dark chosen. You hold death and rebirth in the same breath. You walk into rooms and shift frequencies without speaking. You become the ritual itself. And here's the final truth: you don't need permission to begin. You don't need a master, a lineage, or a certificate. You only need one thing: decision. Decide that from this moment, you are no longer waiting. You are no longer shrinking. You are no longer apologizing for being too intense, too deep, too much. You are claiming your sovereignty. You are commanding your field. You are becoming the force. And people will feel it. Friends will fall away. Opportunities will collapse. Your life might burn. That is the blessing. Because what remains will be real, aligned, unshakable. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to bend the world to your frequency. So I leave you with this: do not seek the light. Become the darkness that births all light. Do not chase healing. Become the wound that transforms others by existing. Do not ask for truth. Be the silence that makes truth scream. You are not broken. You are just awakening. And this world is not ready for you. But that's the point. Let them tremble. You are the storm now. You are the mirror. You are the pact. You are the force. Welcome to your throne, dark chosen one. Now go bend reality.